All right. We are at the end of the sixth game of this edition of the IPL, and I am obliged to read out these famous words from Nasser Hussain that if there's one player in world cricket that you want in a run chase in any format, it is obviously Virat Kohli. In run chases, in the history of the game, there is Virat Kohli, there's daylight, and then there's the rest. Vineet, the floor is all yours. How good was it to see King Kohli back uh, in the way an RCB fan would like? I mean, that innings in the power play was a delight to watch.
I think it was this innings of King Kohli. I think it was pretty special. To see how he went about his innings. I mean, he got dropped at on ball two on zero, and after that he never seemed to look back. I mean, after that it was pure class until you saw like when there was fall of wicket of Faf du Plessis, and he had his innings completely calculated throughout the game. Like you could see he would take the pressure off the new batter because he was well set. So it was a totally calculated innings. Although I mean, as an RCB fan, as a Virat fan, we would have all loved to see him take the game home. But nevertheless, I mean, you as a fan of the RCB team, you want some new match winners in every match. And I think we also what DK did with finishing touch, but at the same time, what I mean, even Mahipal Lomro's innings was pretty special. Those 8-10 balls where he came off and hit two back-to-back boundaries, I think that was pretty crucial for that at that point of the game.
Yeah, and I think it was a pretty weak looking Punjab side for some reason, and though on paper also RCB seems like a better side, but you can't really afford to drop King Kohli. I mean that too in the second ball of the innings, and Bairstow having made that mistake, and I'm sure King Kohli made him regret that, and obviously because of their previous banter as well, so far, I think King Kohli would have loved to make the statement, but another reason why King Kohli would have probably liked to make that statement is there were rumors that probably Ajit Agarkar probably doesn't want him in the World Cup side. But it was a very interesting point that was made by Kevin Peterson also during the game that when he asked Ravi Shastri about who should be in the side and whether King Kohli should actually make it to the side or not, Ravi Shastri mentioned that it's not about how ICC is going to make the money, but it's about winning India the tournament. And I think it was a very, very strong statement by King Kohli that he can actually play the aggressive way if he happens to open the innings in the World Cup, which I don't think was going to happen because anyway, I think that it's going to be Jaiswal and Rohit, but King Kohli definitely has to be there in the side with Vinayak.
Hi guys. I don't know about Ajit Agarkar. I don't know when he played cricket last. I'm sure he's watching cricket all throughout the season. But by aaj jo maza aaya na, VK did what VK is known for. DK did what DK is known for. RCB had the best impact player in Maipal Lomro. That little innings with the strike rate close to 200, the first boundary where he clipped to the fine leg, and that huge six that he hit was a statement. That even gave confidence to DK. Let's not take it away from DK. He's a great finisher, but he's coming back after a long time. He's been calling these matches for a long time, and he knows what mistakes are done. He exactly knew the last over that Harshdeep is going to ball short, and he saw the fine leg up. And the next ball, he knew Harshdeep is going to go full and wide, and he stood there wanting to hit straight. Now that's what experience is. You know, we from the hospitality industry, so you say aging like fine wine. That is what DK was today. I think I, as an RCB fan, had the best time sitting my whiskey sour at the bar watching the match alone. And yes, we had nerves. I think one left arm spinner who's cost us a lot of trouble before, Brar, he was amazing. One of the matches RCB lost against Punjab, he was the man. And today, I think 4 overs, 12 for 2 wickets. I think 2 or 3 wickets. I'm not sure. He was there, and he brought them back in the match. Again, Cameron Green, De Villiers, and Faf all getting out on three. 3, 3, and 3. So Indian domestic players, RCB's weakness throughout their season campaign for the last 10, 15 years has been Indian domestic players not performing.
Absolutely,
There's only
absolutely.
been Virat. Only Virat. If you see the stats, there's only Virat and there's Dale de Villiers heavily dependent on the overseas players. I'm so happy that DK, Lomror, Anuj in the last match could finish off. Pretty might be the season where Maxwell and Cameron Green will come to the party at the right time, maybe semi-finals or finals. Isala Cup Namdu is going to be a reality this year, I guess.
Hopefully so for RCB. Hope it's not a year where the domestic players come to the party and the internationals don't. But yeah, I mean, talking about the game a bit and starting from the first innings, I think Shikhar batted pretty well for his 45. He lost a couple of wickets. He could actually see a couple of wickets losing at the other end, but I think he still stood a little firm. As far as his innings is concerned, he scored about 45 of 37. But Prap Simran, I think was very impressive. He looked very impressive even in the last game that they played. And I think even today, the way he was scoring, it was a very brisk 25. But Jitesh Sharma disappointed. And what should I say about Shashank Singh? If I can take you back to December, uh, Punjab franchise thought that they were actually supposed to buy some other Shashank, but here this Shashank comes in and he says that even he's a guy they could probably look forward to, and he scored uh, a pretty brisk 21 of 8.
Well, I think what he said is absolutely right. I mean, even Shikhar Dhawan himself, he put the words right when he said that they didn't quite get the start at the power play that they would have ideally hoped for. I mean, when you look at Shikhar Dhawan's start, I mean, he was pretty set for 18 of 16 balls, if I'm not wrong. And after that, that's the point where, and having no wickets lost at that point, that's where you want, one of your top two batsmen to press on the accelerator, and which they failed to. I mean, the moment Johnny Bairstow tried to do that, they ended up losing the wicket after hitting two boundaries. So, which of course could have been a different scenario had Shikhar Dhawan also, was a little more fluent, which he wasn't tonight. Uh, Average was good, but the strike rate wasn't as healthy as he would have liked or hoped for. Which he said in in the post match presentation. I think 10-15 runs. That's what cost them the game. And I know the wicket was slightly tacky. It was a bit too paced, but having said that, they ended the power play for 40 odd runs, which I mean at Chinnaswamy is always going to be less. I mean, so that's where I think they could have done better, having so many wickets in hand. And apart from that, yeah, as you said, Shashank Singh, what a man, what a talent that guy was. I mean, coming down lower down the order and playing such a sublime, cameo for 20 odd runs in 8 balls. That was, if Punjab would have managed to hold their nerve, then that would have been a match defining knock for me.
नहीं यार,
Absolutely.
लेकिन विनीत मेरे को आज लग रहा है आज कुछ भी होता ना, the crowd there in Chinnaswamy was out of the world. I think when in his
Oh, it was
IPL,
beautiful. It
I'm
was a
sure,
beautiful crowd today.
yeah, I'm sure Mahi has, Dhoni has a great fan following, but when it comes to a franchise, there's
Do you
no
see? Do you
crowd
see that?
like
Do you see
Chinnaswamy.
that smirk? Do you see that smirk?
Yeah, yeah. There's no crowd like Chinnaswamy. I'm sure you experienced India playing in Ahmedabad, but witnessing an IPL match in Chinnaswamy is a different feeling. The sea of red, everyone emotionally attached for the team to win. And today, one interesting fact I would like to bring in is uh, when Virat came into bat, uh, when Rabada was bowling, I think Virat has made it very clear now that he's going to take on the attack. He does not like waiting on the non-strikers end. The first match, you saw him getting frustrated because he was not getting the strike. And this time, he made a point that when he takes strike, he rotates, he gets boundaries quickly. And the first ball of Rabada, walking down the pitch, hitting it over the cover, that's a statement. Rabada, don't forget, he is one of the finest bowlers, test match bowler. He pitches it in, and I think he bowled pretty well. All the boundaries of Virat Kohli came off good, proper cricketing balls. It was no slog. He was playing away from his body, and only he could have played those shots. Yes, like you said, Johnny Bairstow would have caught that, the match would be different. Maybe we would have seen a Maxwell's 20 ball 100 because RCB was destined to win today. And I think Virat Kohli had to play that innings. I was in just awe of all the shots of Virat, be it the sixes, be it the punch, be it the drive. I think he deserved it coming back after those 2 months. Yes, I'm sure he's disappointed. It was a treat to watch Virat speak at the end as well. He spoke a little bit about his break, how he felt human when he was away for 2 months. I think it was an emotional day. I think RCB is back now to the playoffs. Until we start counting the net run rate, I think we are fine for now.
Okay,
But,
now I
but
think it's a
talking
pretty
about
even contest. We have two CSK fans. Until now, it was pretty one-sided.
Yeah, we have two CSK
Welcome,
fans, but
welcome to
we'll
Zohair.
touch upon the game tomorrow in a bit. But now that you've spoken about the Punjab bowling, Vinayak, I just want to run you through one name, which is very very surprising, and in fact it's shocking that he's been actually giving away runs, and people seem to have probably figured out his bowling style and the way perhaps he goes about his business is Harshal Patel. Now that man hasn't been having good seasons, and he wasn't having a good last season as well. And now perhaps conceded about 40 odd runs in every game that he's played this season. So he's conceded more than 80 odd runs in the 8 overs that he's bowled. He seems to be a pretty different guy when out of RCB, and I think even in the last year of ICB, somehow people probably had figured out how he actually goes about his business. Vinny.
Well, I feel Harshal Patel in particular, his go-to deliveries, his wicket-taking deliveries are his slower balls, and more often than not, you would see him when he's under pressure. He would resort to bowling the slower balls, and he's been. I mean, in T20 cricket, I mean, there's such fine margins wherein you need to have variations. You need to have something up your sleeves, and that's where I think Harshal Patel is missing the trick, as he's going back and forth just to the slower balls. So the batters have already anticipated, like when he's under pressure, that this is what they're gonna face next. So as you saw, I mean, today the batters were a bit premeditated against Harshal Patel because they knew what they were gonna face. So I think he needs to up his. I mean, he also needs to be more prepared for faster deliveries along with his slower balls, which could be 1, 2 faster deliveries, and that can just take the batsman by surprise.
One last take about today's game before I move to Zohair, because I know that he's itching to talk about the game tomorrow. But Vinayak, one last thing, I'm sure that people are talking about the Kohlis, the DKs, and the Lomros today. But I think overall it was a very fine bowling effort from the RCB team as well, because I think Siraj chipped in with the two, Maxwell chipped in with about 2 wickets. What do you have to say about the RCB bowling effort? And I think somewhere down the line, Azazi Joseph was and he's definitely going to be very expensive. If he continues to bowl the way that he is, I think that's one area that probably RCB needs to figure out. And I think even Cameron Green can actually turn out to be a handy bowler, but unfortunately, even today he went for runs.
Yeah. Let's be very honest here. I think RCB was bowling first, and this batting team was not the best batting team that we have in the entire series. So we were safe there. But if you have to be very honest, this is not the best RCB bowling attack that is there. Today, yes, Alzari Joseph did get an important wicket of Livingston, because if he had gone berserk, it would be a 200 total. Having said that, we don't have spinners. Spinners change the match in between and they get you wickets. Mayank is new, is fresh. He has promise, but he will take time. They didn't play Karan Sharma today because they knew they would need Mahipal in the impact as an impact player when they are chasing. And without a quality spinner in the side, that is the only thing we lack at the moment. Like you said, Cameron Green can ball those handy overs. He'll give you 10 runs, but he'll get you a wicket. But who is that spinner that RCB is going to count on? If they are batting first and they have to defend, will they get in Karan Sharma as an impact sub? Will he perform? Because impact sub, it's two ways, right? If you're batting first, then you're going to impact sub the bowler in the second innings, and you're going to either leave out DK like they did in the last match. Today, they were chasing, so they knew that they're going to send out a bowler and get in long road. But I still feel RCB's bowling, if Siraj strikes, Alzari or Ferguson strikes, it'll look all good. But when they don't strike, who's the spinner who's going to get you wickets? Like Rashid Khan for GT, like Chahal, like other quality spinners, like you have Ashwin for Chennai. Who's that quality spinner? That's the one name that's lacking. Karan Sharma, can he do it? Can he not? We will know. If RCB can defend scores going ahead when they lose toss in Chinnaswamy, I think that is when they'll become a very serious team.
To add to, I mean, to in regards to what Vinayak said about Alzari Joseph, I think that's one point where I have quite a different opinion about Alzari Joseph. I feel, I mean, you might want to think that I'm living in West Indies, so I have that soft corner for him, but that's not about it. I mean, I've seen him bowl, in Antigua, I've seen him bowl here, and I think he's a class bowler. I mean, if you look at Chinnaswamy's stats, I mean, bowler going for 10 and economy is pretty normal, and until his third over, like before the start of the ultimate over, the 20th, if you remember, uh his stats read 21 for 3 overs without a loss of wicket, with one wicket in hand, which was a very crucial wicket uh
Yeah,
of uh
Livingston.
Livingston.
Livingston, exactly. Livingston. So I think that one wicket and plus the economy was, I mean, it might look bad on a scorecard, but having said that, I mean, if you look at the
Right.
dimensions of Chinnaswamy, it was a very crucial spell from him. Apart from that, 20th over, which could go wrong on any given day from any world class bowler, but overall, I think he bowled a brilliant spell.
Yeah, after start giving 20, 28 runs, you can afford to give 20, 22 runs. That's okay. If a player with a 24 crore tag can give so many runs, I think Harshal Patel can afford to give some runs.
But that shouldn't act as an excuse to actually give away runs. But
So
anyway,
what's happening tomorrow, Chennai?
we are moving to the next game, which is in Chennai. So BCCI sat with the schedule and they were like, all right, where is this game going to happen? Because it is game number 7. So it has to happen in Chennai, where a person wearing number 7 has to come out because it is Tala for a reason. Zoe,
But
how excited
Krishna,
are
tell me
you for
one
tomorrow?
thing: is Dhoni gonna bat tomorrow? I'm only gonna watch the match if Dhoni is gonna bat tomorrow. I don't want to see him posing his
I
long
think
hair in the dressing room.
I think tomorrow Dhoni is going to be the impact substitute.
No, no, he deserves more. But come on, Krishna. I want CSK fans to say Dhoni, one match, come out, number 3, flap your hair, put your helmet, and show us what you can do. We are tired of
I'm
seeing
actually
him
itching to give
control.
you the explanation, but I'm sure that Zohaib has waited for a long time to sort of tell you exactly how he feels about Mahi coming out either at number 4 or number 8. So Zohaib, first you, and then I'll go.
Oh, Zoeb
Okay.
is here. Hi, Zoeb.
Hi,
But I
hi,
think
hi.
Zoeb, before we start the post match, since you just joined, how did you enjoy the game today?
Oh, yes. In fact, I wanted to congratulate you guys. I'm not very happy with you, Krishna, because you're wearing a red t-shirt. But
This
anyway,
was in
Vineet
support of
and
PBKS though.
okay, that's nice to hear. But Vineet and Vinayak, many congratulations. I think initially I thought that RCB has taken a wrong decision to go ahead with 8 batsmen and not take that extra bowler. Uh, but I think it was a good decision because at the end of the day, if you see uh, the person who did make a difference, obviously Virat Kohli at the top played a brilliant knock, but Mahipal Lomro's cameo was also equally important, right? You can expect Dinesh Karthik to go berserk because he's done that in the past. But you did not expect Mahipal Lomro to take the team home. But that's what he did. Now imagine if they would have had that extra bowler, then Mahipal Lomro would not have played, and maybe then this would not have been RCB's game. So kudos to them as far as the the playing 11 is concerned, and the impact sub is concerned. Great match. Yes, talking about tomorrow, I'm very excited. Well, Vinayak, like you mentioned, we are all, waiting for him to come back at number 4 and, just start hitting those shots what he used to do when he started playing for India. But CSK, they do not like making a lot of changes. They are happy with
So are
what
you
they
saying, Zoeb, it's definitely not or definitely yes?
no, it's definitely not. It won't happen because CSK would go with the combination that they've had, not just for the last match, but for the last season also. They'd like to stick to the combination. Yes, there has been a change, but I think these changes are forced changes. Like you can't do like because you can't do much because Conway is injured, right? So obviously somebody had to replace him, and who better than Rachin Ravindran? I think he played a fantastic knock. He had some luck, but you know what? Fortune favors the brave. Even Virat Kohli had luck today. He was dropped on 0 and 33 today, twice. So, yeah, I'm very excited for tomorrow. One thing that everybody needs to know is that Pathirana is also back. So Fleming mentioned that he is available for selection. But knowing CSK, I don't think so they'll make any change. That's very interesting thing to know because Mustafizur Rahman again bowled really well. And now that they're playing in Chennai, somebody like Mustafizur Rahman is a very handy bowler because the ball, sort of, it's a slow pitch. Having said that, was it a typical Chennai Chepauk pitch that we saw last time? No, it wasn't. There was a lot of assistance to the seamers as well. And that is why tomorrow's game will be important from the seamers' point of view. They have good seamers. If you see the squad GT, they have Spencer, who bowled a good over. Mohit Sharma has a good economy rate because if you guys remember, Mohit Sharma used to play for CSK, right? And he has he's played around 14 games at Chepauk, and he has an economy rate of around 7.3, 7.4. So he knows the
But
conditions pretty well.
but Zoeb, is it there's too much Chennai happening. There's two teams playing today, tomorrow. There's
That's what.
GT and is captained by the Prince of India now, Shubman Gill. So Krishna, I would like you to tell me what do you think Shubman Gill has to offer tomorrow? I am looking at the Shubman Gill 100 tomorrow. Do you think so?
See, first of all, I'd like to, first of all, show you the difference between an RCB fan and a Chennai fan. When a Chennai fan is speaking, RCB fans don't let him complete. And then when an RCB fan is talking, the Chennai fan completely let two of you complete, right? So yeah, this is not really done. But yeah, I mean, Zoeb, I'll come back to your point as well. But yeah, talking about GT, definitely, I think they've really got the medal. I think with uh, with how they've completely replaced Hardik Pandya also with Hasmutullah Umarzai. I think that was a masterstroke from Ashish Nehra, and I think he's shown that he's not just all talk and nonsense, but I think he really gets involved into the game and the kind of strategies that he comes up with. He doesn't look like a man, who sort of reads the game really well. But I think fortunately for GT, he was there in the RCB camp as well, and I think even that year RCB happened to qualify for the playoffs, if I'm not wrong. I'm talking about Ashish Nehra here. But yeah, they've got Gary Kirsten as well, so I'm pretty impressed with the kind of coaching material that they've got around, and I think somewhat a similar model is also followed by CSK, where their coaching staff or even their players, they don't really make a fuss about anything. If they lose a game or if they win the game, it doesn't really make a difference. They know that their long-term goal is to qualify for the playoffs. They are there for a certain amount of goal. They don't get carried away if they win one or if they win two or if they lose one or they lose two. They it doesn't bother them at all. I think they keep on carrying on their business, and that's the best part about these two teams, and that's why both of these teams have actually done well in the last season as well, and I'm sure that they're going to do well in the season because both have gone onto a rollicking start. What do you say about that, Vineet?
I think yeah, you got that spot on. And GT, yeah, Spencer Johnson bowled a brilliant spell about in the first game. However, I think the selectors will be quite keenly looking on. There's one player from GT, which is Rahul Tewatia. Having said that, there's a World Cup around the corner. I mean, brilliant gun fielder, absolutely class. I mean, really great finisher so far. I mean, we still remember his five sixes in Dubai IPL 2020, I think it was. So yeah, that's one player I think who will make a key difference in this GT team.
Yeah, I hope he does because
He,
otherwise, if he has to play a finisher role, we already have Rinku. But I don't know if he'll actually get that opportunity in the Indian team. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a great game because they're also playing at Chennai, so hopefully, they can continue that entire, I mean, the reign that they have in Chennai, and continue that as a fortress. And then for Chennai, I'm sure that's going to be a great game, and I'm really excited to see Rachin Ravindra again because I think he missed out on a 50 last match. But I'm sure that he's also going to come good and
But you can't
maybe
really blame him. I mean, it's not, you can't really blame Rachin on missing out on a 50. I mean, it's not easy to get a 50 against RCB any day. So I think kudos to him for whatever he still played out.
yeah. But having said that, I think we're missing out on Rashid Khan. I think Chennai, if they manage to win against Gujarat tomorrow, that will be a statement that they will play the playoffs because Gujarat Titans, I think their bowling is rounded. They have some best bowlers. Having said that, Shami is not in the series, so that's a sad thing. But I feel Rashid Khan is going to be one of the front runners when it comes to Purple Cap this time. He's not had a great first game, but he can play that cameos as well when he's bats. You've seen his batting recently. I don't know if you in the recent leagues he had a shot where he did not look at the ball and he clips it over uh, deep fine. I think Rashid Khan tomorrow is a player to watch out for. Rashid and Shubman, and like Zohaib said, Rachin Ravindra, he's a fine. He loves Indian pitches. He is another workaholic guy. He rotates strike. But I think this Gujarat team, without Pandya, is become even more stronger. Sai Kishore, Sai Sudarshan. Oh my God, that guy in the first game was beauty. I think Gujarat is going to win tomorrow. No hard feelings to CSK. I think if anyone can beat CSK in Chepauk, RCB cannot definitely. I agree to that. In Chepauk, no. But we're going to play on the May 18th. RCB versus Chennai is going to be RCB's last game. And hopefully we can all blog
and
from
hopefully
You
blog
it's
mean
not
the
the
from
last
the
last? You
game.
mean
stadium.
the last?
I hope
Yeah, it's
I
not the
hope that
last
it's
game.
not the
It's
last
just the
game.
last. It's just the last
I
league
meant
game.
the last game of the league, not the playoffs. I mean of the league before the playoffs. So I'm excited for that. But tomorrow, if I have to
And
call, I think it's Chennai.
as you speak of that, today the news has come out that the final is going to be held in Chepauk, and I would like to recite one of the famous quotes that recently came out. There will be nothing as satisfying as silencing a huge crowd. So let's hope to do that this year. Let's double it up.
I think RCB fans are not up to date with with their facts. I think they're not aware that the team which wins the cup will host the first and the last match of the next IPL. So this should not have come as a surprise. But anyway, there are two
I
points
mean, it
that I
came out officially today, and it's all about silencing the crowd at the end. So
You know what? The,
you
the
know
special thing about Chennai is that even if the opposition wins, we'd be
Yes,
happy to,
I
sort of
agree with that.
applaud,
Yeah,
and they'd still
yeah.
not be silent.
there's
That's
one
that's
one
that's
interesting
really true.
there's one interesting point that Vinayak spoke about is spin, and I agree to that. However, Krishna, I'm actually contradicting my own statement. I
Yeah.
mentioned earlier Chennai will not make a lot of changes, but I'm very interested to know if they'd want to promote Samir Rizvi maybe ahead of Darren Mitchell because these middle overs are going to be very crucial. And somebody like a Samir Rizvi, who's an exceptional, batsman against spinners, can can be very very good if he can come ahead of Darren
Zohaib,
Mitchell.
let's be very clear. Samir Rizvi has a lot of future. There's only one person who needs to come ahead of everyone else, and that's Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So can you guys go back and tell your Chennai squad, send Mahendra Singh Dhoni ahead, and I will tell you things will change.
Okay, bro. Looking
All right.
forward.
All right, then
So
that's it
we
from us today. And we look forward to tomorrow's game, and we look forward to meeting you all after the game tomorrow, and hopefully another great night for CSK and CSK fans. And we'll see you all tomorrow. If you like our content, please, please, please like, share, and subscribe. And stay healthy. Bye bye. Ta-da.
See you guys.
See
See
you.
you.